We are live and streaming. Let me see if I can open it up on my phone too so we can try to get people to comment if they actually tune into our live stream. I don't know if they will or not, but I don't know. According to the popular YouTubers, they usually like leave a first minute to try to get people to tune in. And then once they tune in, I guess, then they start commenting and talking. I've been trying to watch all of the younger YouTubers out there that have been pretty successful. Even the older YouTubers, just folks that have been doing this for a while. It's quite impressive of how they communicate, and I think there's a lot we can learn from them as we become more and more remote of how these folks interact with like a million followers who tune into what's going on and how they communicate and become that community where they've never even seen each other face to face. So it's not just me on this live stream. I am joined by Scott, if that's your real name. Scott, what are you up to today?
Well, I just spent the last hour doing a live stream, a video on co-management with you. So that's what I've been up to. And of course, I had a few customer calls today, working from home, staying safe from COVID-19, and just trying to help our customers be successful with our technology. So it's been something I enjoy every day, and hopefully this video will be useful to you for any of our viewers, and would love your feedback, and just put them down in the comments below. So I think after Joe does the editing, this should be available early next week.
Yeah, that's the plan. So the world we live in today, I was talking to my some neighbor schools, and they have kids driving to the school's parking lot in order to connect to the school's wireless infrastructure so that they can get the latest apps and policies and connect to WSIS, connect to SCCM in order to get any changes that have taken place, because the apps that you sent home on the devices for the students are not the same apps anymore. There's been lots of updates, right? So if
Absolutely.
it's a video chat platform, or any application that they sent home, there's been like so many updates, and it's not like even atypical the amount of updates that have happened, just because there's been more concerns about security, remote learning, a lot of these app developers trying to respond to those customer needs, to those school needs. So a lot of those apps are starting to break because they're not getting those updates and they're not supporting them. So now we're going to have lines of cars coming to schools in order to get this. Now, last week you taught us about Cloud Managed Gateway. This week you're teaching us about co-management. And I think that video probably will be coming out Monday. But what do schools need to know about co-management?
Well, in the video, what we're going to cover is maybe the reasons why you need to do co-management, maybe reasons why not to do co-management. So I think that's really important. So a couple of questions that you need to ask yourself. But then we dive into what is co-management? Very plain, simple terms. It's the ability to allow a Windows 10 device to be enrolled in both Intune and also have a configuration manager client. We talk about some of the workloads and how you can move those between config manager and Intune. We talk about how you can use your config manager distribution points as an Intune connected cache server so that Intune managed clients can download their content, how to take your collections and merge those into Azure AD, and what you need to do to set that up. So tune into the video, and we'll dive into a little bit more about what's available with co-management.
So, and something we hint at in the video is, where and when co-management, right? If you are, I think you use the word, a mature SCCM shop, you've really worked this out, you're very confident in it, you're using it for more than a couple things, co-management is a great option to start exploring what you can offload to Intune. But if you have no environment set up, you have no legacy environment, you've never used SCCM before, maybe the first step is to look at Intune as a first solution rather than an additional solution. Is that a fair summary?
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, configuration manager today is easier to maintain than it's ever been. But like I said, today when many organizations are looking at device management infrastructure And we're looking at being able to reduce the amount of on-prem infrastructure that we have. That's why typically I like to encourage customers, look at what cloud solutions you have there first, see if they meet your needs. And then again, if you do need something more, if you do want to have something that's on-prem, maybe your business requirements determine that, you still could use Config Manager. There's nothing wrong with that. But both of these both the beauty is that both of these can coexist side by side, and that's what co-management allows us to do. It allows us to keep our config manager infrastructure if we've invested in it, especially if we're using it to manage servers in our data center, that we can keep this around forever, and we can manage specific devices that will maybe never leave the network. Maybe there are desktops in a computer lab, so we can just manage those devices, and then we can enroll our laptop devices inside of co-management, and let those devices, some of those workloads, be moved to Intune specifically. So I think it's a good informative video, and we hope everybody tunes in on Monday.
Yeah, and from a partner perspective, it's really understanding what the school wants to do, what they want to achieve, and then meeting them. So just because you as the partner are very confident in SCCM doesn't mean that you should ignore Intune, and just because you're really confident in Intune doesn't mean you should ignore SCCM. It's really trying to figure out what they're trying to do, how fast they want to do it, and then what your capabilities are as a partner to deliver it. Most of
I think.
Sure.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think a lot of times, we really have to go in there and really listen to our customers and really, I think, hear them out, because a lot of times they're bringing us in because they may not, one, know what to do, or they just need to get our feedback. And I think a lot of times, as partners, we have a lot of experience because we've seen a lot of different things that they haven't seen. And so what we want to do is really go in there, lean in, and listen to them and figure out, and from those conversations, really help them identify what those goals are, and then try to get them to whatever that goal is in the most effective and efficient way possible. And that's my opinion about how I would approach those things. Everybody may have a different view, but listening is really important in my opinion.
And it's a journey, right? You might start with, my students are complaining about long login times, or my teachers went to a conference and they learned about all these great immersive reader tools that they can't access on their computer, right? Or whatever that first problem statement is, and eventually go down that journey till you get to the point of, oh, well, have you looked at your device management? Have you looked at your identity, right? But it's only hearing what the problems are that you can eventually get to the solution. You can't necessarily lead with the solution because the problem needs to be clearly defined, and you need to take that time to listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, Scott, thank you so much. I think you're going to be coming back for a third video, right? We talked about taking on-prem devices and bringing those up to Intune through co-management. The following week, are we looking at the reverse? What's the teaser?
Yeah, we're going to look at some. Definitely we can look at an Azure. Let's explore a little around an Azure Active Directory join and what that is, and then we can talk about Intune and how that works when you Azure AD join a device into Intune, and then talk about how co-management can play with your Azure AD join devices.
Well, fantastic. For everyone who tuned in live, thanks for joining. We're just learning this. We're trying to figure out how to meet you as partners, as customers, as teachers, as learners. We are figuring out new ways in order to reach you greater. We would love to be on site with you, working with you, but this is the next best thing for us. We hope that we're getting better every time. Scott, thank you again. Everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks, Joe. Have a great weekend.